up, people? Welcome to another episode of Behind the Dolls.
This is going to be talking about episode 2, known as French Class, or the first introduction of the one Brittany Matthews.
God, I want to fucking murder you.
If this is your first time watching Behind the Dolls, in this series we go deep behind the story of an episode, how it was written, how it was produced, what was made, the little stories that maybe have never made it out to the public about how the show got to be.
We go deep. We go so fucking deep.
They're not going to get that reference yet. That's a reference to the show. Season 5, there's some crazy things that are going to happen.
So today we are talking about episode 2 with Brittany and Cezanne and Blaine and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I guess the place to really start is the conception of this idea. You know, at this point in the history of Most Popular Girls, we had just put out the first episode. It had gotten more views than anything else we'd ever done.
Yeah.
Definitely not enough for us to pay for any kind of
No, there was
living
no
or
money.
anything. Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if we knew you could monetize at that point.
It might have been before you could monetize.
That's how long we've been around. So,
yeah.
Carlo, you wrote the script.
I wrote the script. I had this idea for the most popular couple in school. In our mind, this wasn't going to be a series about all of these cheerleaders and this whole rivalry between the cheer squad and the Van Buren's. This was an anthology series. Every episode was going to track a different version of the most popular whatever in school or at the mall. This was supposed to be the most popular couple in school. We were going to explore this relationship between Blaine and Brittany, who were like the couple that you always knew in high school who were just the assholes.
Yeah, and I mean, at the time, we weren't even thinking there's any relation between them and Mackenzie. I mean, I don't even know if we were thinking it's the same school.
Right.
It was just like, here's another story about high schoolers.
Exactly. You know, so we had the character Brittany. She became a lot, I think, smarter and more independent as the character grew and developed. Here, her main qualities are anger and vapidness.
In exchange for that, you have to watch a whole episode of Glee with me. Yay, Glee.
And she's kind of dumb and just kind of like, right. Which is not who she becomes. She just becomes a hardened, diamond of hell. And it's interesting because, like, a lot of the characters are different. I mean, if you watch episode 2, Cezanne is a completely different person.
Oh, she is ruthless to Brittany.
Bet that was better than some second-rate hand job.
Who the fuck said my hand jobs are second rate?
She does not like Brittany.
Yeah.
She's mean to her.
Yeah.
And Brittany obviously hates her. It was only, I think, as we were playing with it and realized that Cezanne's innocence just kind of pissed off Brittany more.
Right.
It was like when Cezanne was nice, Brittany got even more angry. And so Carlo knew he wanted to play Blaine, and Andrew Delman knew that he wanted to play Cezanne. And Delman had helped us out with episode 1. He wasn't in it, but he actually helped me film it. In fact, it's Delman's camera that we shot the entire first season on.
That's right,
I didn't own a camera. This is an image of Delman helping me tape episode 1, just kind of helping set up the camera. Like, I didn't know what anything did. He was like, here's what this little button does. Here's what this does. Like, I knew nothing. And so he became Cezanne, and then we needed a Brittany.
When I was writing Brittany, I had in mind my friend Lily, who I had done improv with. We'd known each other at that point for 1.5 years, 2 years, and so I reached out to her.
So obviously the most important character for episode 2 was Brittany Matthews, and Carlo, you knew Lily.
Right, Lily and I had done improv together. I think at that point we'd known each other maybe 1.5 years, 2 years. Yeah. So we had this character of Lily. Well, this character.
The character was named Lily originally. Real fuck you to Lily.
Real on the nose.
And I think the voice originated where it was, Carlo had overheard me on the phone with my mother, and it was basically me mocking the way my mother yells at me.
Right, I think those conversations also inspired a lot of the Brittany on the phone with her mom scenes that would happen later in the season.
Plus, I have a yeast infection. I don't know, Mom. Why don't you ask the bread loaf that's baking in my vagina?
And then the original plan was also to have Lily play Rachel. We were like, this is a one-off little character. It's going to have one line. So when you come in and do Brittany, just add in this dumb little girl that's going to walk by and never be seen again.
So we actually recorded originally Lily doing the voice of Rachel Tice, which sounded like this.
La 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 la. I love Gossip Girl so much.
And we all kind of agreed that it was a little too close to Brittany, and it wasn't awful enough.
Right.
It was too good.
It was too good. Yeah. Well, we were like, we just needed to be a little bit more ridiculous and revolting in a way. So we actually just went around the room and gave everyone a try at Rachel Tice. So this is what it sounded like when Andrew Delman, who played Cezanne Marguerite, tried Rachel Tice.
La 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 la, I love Gossip Girl.
Which was way too pretty.
That was far too pretty,
Yeah.
far too nice. Rachel is a little monster of a girl.
Yeah, Rachel could have ended up being just like a beautiful little singer who maybe would have had a better storyline had we not cursed her
Exactly.
with the
this voice.
horrible frog voice that Carlo gave out.
La la la, I love Gossip Girl so much.
Like, it was just so ugly, and I was like, oh, well, we're never doing this character again.
Right. That was completely the intention. Of
And
like,
the cry was even more horrifying.
oh, yeah.
Like, both Lily and Delman's cry were like, you're so mean. And you were like, So after the first episode, I just went to the 99-cent store and bought 3 99-cent store dolls. So that's Trisha, Deandra, and Mackenzie. That's why they look completely different from every other kind of character.
Right.
So we literally had a friend who brought us like a grocery bag full of like Barbie toys and dolls that she had left at home, and we were just going through that trying to figure out what characters.
Yeah.
And so out of that bag came Cezanne,
Right.
who was originally a Belle doll.
Yep.
So we stripped that down. She looked dumb, kind of French. She had like the little face.
Yeah.
And then for Rachel, there was like this tiny little Ariel doll.
Right. Exactly.
Who had like a full fin. So that's why she wasn't like the same size, because it was a ridiculous little thing.
And then Cezanne's clothes originally came from a Bratz doll. And I think the original intention was to use that doll. And then we put them next to each other, and it just looked like Crazy Town ridiculous.
Yeah. Everyone who wants me to use Bratz dolls, it looks crazy.
It looks so dumb.
Makes no sense.
No sense.
After making episode 1, I shot and made the set for episode 1, and it took me like 3 months. And everyone loved it, and so everyone was like, hey, let's make another one. And I was like, fuck that. That took me so long. So literally we had to sit down and have an agreement where I told Carlo and everyone, look, I'll shoot another one, but I need you guys to build the set, take care of all the dolls, take care of the casting. Basically, Carlo, I need you to take care of everything, and I'll just come in and shoot, because it just took so much time. So this was the first episode that we had other people building sets, and probably the last.
Probably.
I think after that, Lily and me built a few,
Yeah.
but like this episode, the set was completely built by everyone but me.
Well, I was so excited to hear the voices, and I said, oh, well, you're trying to build lockers. I can do this. I can build a set.
So Mark sent us over literal like plans and diagrams of this is what the set needs to look like.
Right, yeah. I sent an email with a kind of a little blueprint of what I needed the set to look like, how I had it pictured, and I had really specific instructions of like this kind of poster board. It looked like this. Here's some color ideas. But then they went and built everything.
Right.
And then Lil and Carlos sent me images of like, hey, look, here's how it looks.
Here's the thing.
So these are the images after they had originally built the set and put the characters together, and you can see them on little pieces of cardboard. With the doll for Brittany, obviously you can see in this picture the original clothing design was they put like a Post-it over her label on her chest. So we kind of upgraded that, and I mean barely upgraded
Barely.
it. Not a good
Barely.
upgrade.
Yeah.
But that was the first doll that had real ability to move.
Exactly.
I mean, I
It
just
had
made episode
articulation.
1, yeah, and I could just move arms and heads. Now with Brittany, I could do torso bends, and I could do her arms. Like when I did the growler and butthole, that was like boom.
Like everybody lost their shit.
I also let boys fuck me in my butthole, okay? Not my growler, but my butthole.
We put it up on YouTube and had a similar reaction to the first one. Not quite on the same level as the first one.
No, but it did very well.
Exactly. And definitely like the biggest reaction was to the character of Brittany.
Yeah.
And what we started to see was the way that people started reacting to the really iconic lines, or what would become the iconic lines of the series.
The first real big meme of MPGIS was Brittany with her head turned saying, God,
I
fuck.
want to fucking murder you.
Yeah, like that exploded.
As we were looking back on the episode, was how many lines from that episode that were just, one-off jokes or whatever, ended up becoming these kind of iconic through lines that continue to get quoted to us today.
And as we were recording with Lily, we, like, in the script, some of the lines are not as vulgar and aggressive as originally. Like when she says, really, you don't understand menage a trois? It's a fucking French word, you little bitch.
Really? You're really asking her to say menage a trois? It's a fucking French word, you little bitch.
In the script, it just says, really, you don't know what menage a trois means.
Oh, right.
That's all it says.
Yeah.
So we added, like, why don't you go at it a little harder? Like, call her, and, like, we did a few takes of, like, little bitch, stupid bitch, fucking bitch.
Really? You're really asking her to say menage a trois?
Say that one more time, and at the end go, it's a fucking French term.
Oh, yeah.
A fucking French word or something.
Really? You're really asking her to say menage a trois? It's a fucking French word, you cunt!
Let's do it. It's a fucking French word, you stupid bitch.
I got really into it, sorry.
Really? You're really asking her to say menage a trois? It's a fucking French word, you stupid bitch!
Can we do one where you call her a little idiot?
Really? You're really asking her to say menage a trois? It's a fucking French word, you little idiot!
You little bitch. Did we already do little bitch?
No, we didn't do little bitch. We did stupid bitch.
Really? You're really asking her to say menage a trois? It's a fucking French word, you little bitch!
We have so much fun with French words. So it was like, as we were recording, we realized, let's push Brittany a little. Brittany's pretty fun to push. And now, of course, it's like, good God, what has Brittany not done?
She's literally had a monologue where she lists every curse word known to man.
Yeah, and the big thing that happened in episode 2 from the fans, that the fans helped us out with, was episode 2 has nothing to do with episode 1.
Right.
And we were thinking that we were just going to always jump to new characters and tell a new story. And it was the comments of episode 2 that were like, wait, what happened to the girls in the first episode? Does Brittany know them? Is Brittany a cheerleader with Mackenzie? I want to see Brittany and Mackenzie together.
Exactly. Well, and it was a thing of when we went into this, we thought that it was going to be an anthology series. It was only from the comments on this episode that we were like, oh, we should start tying this world together.
So it's really just another example of how in episode 2, it's the fans of the show that helped us, one, understand where to go with the show. I mean, it was the fans' idea to make everything serialized and bring the world together. We weren't going to do that. And, this show has always been just supported by the fans, obviously, but also they're some of the best writers we have.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much influence that we draw from the fans and from their positivity and their energy and what they get behind. The character of Brittany, we really were able to get into that character and understand who she is because of how strongly the fans reacted to her. Like, she's not the head cheerleader, but she instantly became one of the most iconic characters on the show and largely the face of the show because of how the fans reacted to her.
So thank you all, because I probably wouldn't be who I was as Britt without you guys.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be Rachel.
All right, this isn't about us.
Yes, the fans are also responsible for Rachel Tice, because I would have killed her off immediately.
Yeah,
except
you
for
guys.
the constant fucking Rachel Tice memes.
Thank you for my life. Thank you.
And mine.
That's true.
You saved her and you gave her a spin-off. You animals. So I guess I'm wrong. The fans can be wrong. You can be wrong. Hey, popular people, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video. And don't forget to check out all the other cool videos we have on our brand new channel.
And make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can get constant updates anytime that we drop a new video. We're going to have behind the scenes of Most Popular Girls, as well as brand new series that we're developing just for this channel.
So check it out. It's going to be awesome. Subscribe here and subscribe to Most Popular Girls in the School, and we will see you later.
Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.